Hi everybody, so I am still pregnant, but I'm 39 weeks now, so I've made it to full term and I'm actually very close to 40 weeks. Today is Tuesday and tomorrow my video goes up and then Thursday I'll be 40 weeks. But I have a midwife appointment on Thursday, so maybe she can check if I'm effaced or dilated or anything, because there's just no way I can keep this up. So, alright, I'm still in my pyjamas. It's just been one of those days. We've been like cleaning the house since I've got up this morning. Maybe that's a sign, but I'm like always tidying and cleaning because I just love a clean house. This girl now is the size of a watermelon, and do you know, like, I carried a watermelon in Dirty Dancing? Like, literally carrying a watermelon all the time now. And it's like, the pressure is so unbearable. I walked for 20 minutes yesterday and I was literally like holding my belly at the very bottom, like trying to hold it up. Maybe trying to stop her from falling out, because that's what it feels like it's doing. And there's so much pressure on like the whole peri area. It is... I just don't wish that upon anybody. It's really, really challenging. And also a little bit annoying now, because you know, obviously I'm heavily pregnant, I'm waddling, and everyone is just gotta have a comment. Like either, oh, you know, bless you, don't sneeze. We went for dinner last night and they're like, don't give birth here, or shouldn't you be going for a hot curry instead? We went to a little Greek restaurant. And what's the other one? Oof, I don't envy you right now. I'm like, F off, man. I don't envy me right now either. Like, none of these comments are helping, are they? Fucking hell. Pardon my French. She's 20 inches long, 7.2 pounds or something like that. But I think she's bigger. I mean, I'm tall, I'm 5'9". Darren's a little bit taller than I am, so I think he's probably like 5'11". So maybe she's like long, but her legs are like, you know, high up, and her head is like way down. So that's probably, maybe she's just like a long skinny baby instead of a little chunk. But every day she's in there, she's just getting bigger now, and it hurts. Like when she moves around or rolls around, or I get her elbows and knees and whatever, it actually hurts. She's tough. She's a little wriggler, and I'm just so ready. I think everyone, when it comes to the end of their pregnancy, is just so ready. They're like, get this baby out of me now. That must be nature's way, you know, of like maybe preparing us for birth, because we so are ready at this point. Whereas in the beginning, you're like, oh, I don't, you know, like scared of labour and the whole thought of it, that you're gonna get huge. But then you just are willing and wishing for this baby to come out at any cost. So you're like, oh, is that a contraction? What's happening? Because you're just so done. Symptoms. Basically Braxton Hicks, a lot more frequent, but they are still not powerful enough, or they're definitely not like a contraction yet. The pelvic pressure, that is on another level. Even if I sit in the car for, let's say, half an hour, getting out of the car, then it's like all of that pressure compounds again. So for the next like few minutes, it's very difficult to get moving. I think it's hard. Lightning crotch. This has to do with nerves, because obviously a lot of nerves down there, and if her head's already so low down, and maybe there's some movement around, it does feel like thunderbolts in your V garden. Urge to nest. I think I have always have that though, because I'm always doing, like, making an improvement on some room or doing something, you know. So is that nesting? I mean, it's not like I don't feel the need right now to get every single thing out the fridge and clean it. Or do I? I've no show, I've no waters. A friend of mine has just had her sweep, and I'm like kind of waiting to see if that really is going to do anything, because I think it's quite painful to have someone go up there and like move some membranes or whatever around. It already hurts me when she touches my belly, like I think mainly because it's just probably so bruised because she's just a little savage and is moving around so much. My ribs are hurting again, and I think that's to do with the intercostal muscles, especially when I'm trying to sleep on my sides. And might be the weight of everything is just like hurting my ribs so badly that actually my most comfortable position right now is on my back, and I'm still finding myself waking up at 5 in the morning or 3 in the morning on my back, and then I'm like, how did that happen? But I just keep doing it, and I can't, I don't know, can't like really freak out too much about that, because I can't stop it. Sorry. Actually ready for a nap. I've been up really early. I didn't really get a ton of sleep, so I probably will watch like a catch-up show downstairs. It's really cool in that room, and sleep. We've got some fans and air conditioners like on order. I've got some last minute bits coming from Amazon, and I still have some more bits to come actually. Some more bits to order, which I just realised today as I was going through my baby checklist. What else did I do? God, I keep yawning like... Oh, do you know yawns are contagious? And you see someone yawning, it makes you yawn. Well, because my camera's facing me and I'm actually looking at myself, I just watched myself yawn and then it made me yawn again. Random. Yeah, I put some birth notes together yesterday because I think it will help, mainly help Darren, as he's like my primary birth coach, to understand a little bit more about my hypnobirthing practice. I wouldn't say he's an active participant, but he's he's not an active participant in understanding hypnobirthing. I'm not going to say it's rocket science, but you do need support when you need support, because the whole point, I think, about hypnobirthing is you can control a lot of your pain tolerance and what's happening with your body with your breath, or not control, but manage it in a way where you're not screaming or tightening your face or any of these things that are preventing your body from opening like a flower that apparently it does to enable birth to happen so easily, you know. And I've been having saying my little affirmations, my mantras. I've been listening to my books and videos. I definitely am up to like at least an hour a day, if not a little bit more, on anything to do with hypnobirthing, trying to cram study as much as I can. So what I've done is like all of the tips and tricks and things that I need to remember and the different types of breathing I've put on one of my notepads, and I'm going to kind of attach it to the mantelpiece, probably like somewhere where it's in sight, that if I am going into the zone, which is, I probably really won't be doing anything apart from making some weird animal noises, some primal deep breathing noises like on my own, that it would be good for him. Like I don't want people to be like, what's your pain level on a 1 to a 10? Because I don't even want to think about pain. I don't want my body to register pain. I'd rather them, them say like, are you feeling pressure or tightness? Like those things I think I'll be able to relate to in a positive way. So, I mean, I'm not, it's not going to be like a Birthzilla situation. I'm trying to help him help me a little bit. So if there's some Coles notes there on the birth, like he knows that if I'm having a contraction, it's this type of breathing. If I'm in transition, it's a different type of breathing. I know apparently I have this, will have this insatiable desire at the end to push, and that is I think there's have to look at my notes again, but there's a time where you actually don't push, or you have to like go slowly, because I think there's some potential with, once the head's crowned, the shoulders coming out, that can cause tearing, and that is not going to be ideal, but I'm not going to rule it out, because I don't know, every single body is different, every birth is different. I don't even know what position she's in, you know, because I know when I was a baby I sucked my thumb, and my thumb, like I was coming down the birth canal with my thumb in my mouth, and that's obviously a very tricky position, isn't it? You have to kind of get that dislodged, and I don't know if she's a little thumb sucker as well. I kind of hope she is, because I really have fond memories of times with my thumb. Okay, what else? I still need to squeeze in a bit of a photo shoot. Me and Darren just have been so busy and not really that proactive, but I have a friend who's gonna kind of grab my camera gear with me and go, I think Thursday night, if I make it to Thursday night. I'm really hoping I do, otherwise I'll have to like put a false belly on and just pretend I had some maternity shots, and that wouldn't be good, would it? Yeah, but we're gonna try and chase a sunset somewhere around here, because they're beautiful sunny days right now, so every night is going to be a gorgeous sunset. I think we can get some nice, obviously the gorgeous lighting around 6-7 o'clock, magic hour, but then we could also potentially get some really nice sunset shots and maybe even some silhouettes. So we've kind of selected different types of looks and photographs that we want, and we are going to get some gorgeous pictures to remember just this pregnancy by, and the bump before it's gone forever. I'm excited for the bump to be gone forever, actually, but I still would like that memory, and I think I just want a picture of the three of us even before she's here, just for her in her nursery. I've got to... Oh yeah, well, I also read, like, apparently, like, first time mums, most of them go into labour naturally without any need for an induction at 41 weeks. That's another 2 weeks from Thursday. No, it's not. Yeah, it is actually. So kind of another 2 weeks to make it to the end of the 42nd week. And that just can't happen. There's no more room. So there's just no way that she can just stay in there. She's got to get out. And apparently if your cervix is effaced and your waters are bulging and you break your waters, like, you're going to go into labour. I just don't know how to break my waters. So they just say walk in, exercise, bounce on your ball, play with your nipples, eat pineapple, have a hot curry, have sex, do whatever, and all of these things that you can possibly do, which I probably don't mind doing all of them, but I'm not having a hot curry. There's no way I'm having a hot curry before I go into labour, because you're pushing. Apparently people say it feels like when you're actually in labour, it feels like you're having a massive poo, and some people actually have a bowel movement. Well, that's not happening after a hot curry. I am not risking that. No way. So I don't even know why that's on the suggestion list. Is that some joke? I'm going to be in a birthing pool. Like, no, not a memory I'm going to have. But all of the others are definitely happening to help along labour. Right, so no idea if my cervix is effaced or whatever, or dilate, if I'm dilated. Is it your vagina that dilates, or is it your cervix? Because I'm pretty sure most women are at least 1 centimetre, aren't they? All the time? Most times? What is that? I'm so confused. I should Google it. That's really it for this week's video. Pretty short and sweet. I'm actually just going to run downstairs and make a couple of padsicles, I think they're called, with aloe vera. Maybe I'll just add this on to the end so you can actually see how I make it, but I'll just bring the camera downstairs and do that. But yeah, bear with me. I'm going to show you my belly. I'm going to make these little padsicles because, again, it's a thing, like, I just want to be prepared for it, that I've got like a postpartum healing kit for myself, and I got this massive aloe vera plant now that's just gotten huge, so I cut off a big leaf of this amazing organic raw aloe vera, and it's got so many healing properties to it that I'm going to make my padsicles so I can put them in the freezer, and then I guess wear them if I tear. It's a horrible thought. There's a 1st degree, a 2nd degree and a 3rd degree tear. It is apparently quite common to do that. If I'm going to do that, I'd rather do that than have an episiotomy. That's completely off my list. I won't have an episiotomy. I don't want forceps. I don't want vacuums. I'm really going to try and trust my body knows what it's doing and visualize this rose opening like a flower, and hopefully that works out. But tearing is something that's not uncommon, and I haven't done this before, so I don't know how elasticated I am. But just in case, afterwards I will need something probably cool. I'm going to make these padsicles because I keep reading and hearing about them online, so I'm going to make some and put them in the freezer, and that is it. Maybe there'll be a video next week, maybe there won't, but if you do follow me on my Instagram, you will be probably the first to hear about my birth, my baby. I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm probably going to film the birth because I probably will do a birth vlog or birth story, and then I might take a little bit of a break from YouTube just to figure out if I'm gonna do more or not. I'm not a big fan of my baby having a digital footprint at all early on, so I don't even know if I'm going to put pictures of her on social media. I don't know. It's a really hard decision, that one. But oh, just kicked the table. I've made the bed now. The day bed's out, ready for my mum to come down, and fingers crossed, depending on when I go into labour, I might even have her for 9 days, which would just be amazing. Right, so sorry if I knock this again, I just need to move it so you can see my belly. Alright, so here is the belly. Super, super itchy, I forgot to mention that as well. But yeah, here is the bump in my pyjamas. Massive, isn't it now? There it is on the other side. Let me just lift up my top. I put some, it looks really shiny, it's just because I've got the belly balm on it. But there she is. Still apparently quite snug. I'm getting like movement right back here, right up here. Her head's right down here, so she's got to be quite big, right? She's taken up a lot. Oh, that's so satisfying. I think it's just because my skin has stretched to capacity now, so it's just really, really itchy. Whoa. Lost my robe thing. Right. Hiya. So here I am in my kitchen, and I'm just gonna quickly show you what I'm doing with these popsicle pad things. Padsicles, not popsicles, obviously no one's gonna eat them. So the ingredients that I have that I'm gonna use are raw unfiltered apple cider vinegar. This is Bragg's. It's really the only brand that I get, and you'll know it's good if it's very cloudy. So it's unpasteurized, and there's so many things that you can do with apple cider vinegar. I mean, the list is endless. You probably want to research that a little bit more. I have my organic vitamin E oil. I think this is 500, yeah, 5,000 international units of vitamin E oil. So I'll use that because there's a lot of healing properties, but again, no parabens, no artificial colours, no sulfates, no nothing. And then the next thing I have, hang on, I need, oh, it's here, duh. The next thing I have is my gorgeous aloe vera stalk that has been sat here for quite some time. But it's just, I just cut it like right off the plant. I don't know if you can see how like thick that is. But I'm gonna slice this so I can get access to the goodness inside, which is really what I'm after. And then I've got, not a ton, but I've got 4 massive pads. These are just like a local own brand. And then I've got a selection of smaller ones. So hopefully this will just be good enough to kind of get me through the first week, where apparently it's going to be like maybe super uncomfortable. And all I'm doing is lining them up on a tray like this. And I'm going to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar, let that really soak in, let it dry, add some vitamin E oil to that, and then add a generous amount of the aloe vera. If you've got witch hazel, you can add that as well. If you've got lavender drops, sure, a couple of drops there, they're really healing properties, but I'm just going to keep mine quite basic. And then I'm going to put them in some Ziploc bags and pop them right in the freezer. I'm basically going to forget about them until I need them. Yeah, so that's basically it. If you hang tight, I'll show you what it looks like in a second. So aloe vera plant is not very expensive and you'll get a ton of usage out of it. You can obviously buy aloe vera like in a bottle, but right, what's the point when this is like a £5 plant? It grows huge and it will never let you down. Like, you can always just go and get the most amazing aloe vera. All I've done is strip the outer layer of it. This you can use like topically, like right on your skin. So good for firming. People swear by like putting it on their breasts to firm up their breasts. And I haven't gotten the routine of doing that yet. And I might do the aloe vera firm breast challenge after I finish breastfeeding, who knows? But right now, yeah, I'm just gonna put a bit of a liberal amount of this onto the pads. Yeah, it's fine. It's not coming out as evenly as I want, but it's okay. The job will be done. At least you can tell how absorbent they are, right? There we go. Stinks like vinegar. And then I'm literally going to take slices of aloe vera like this with this knife. I use a really sharp knife and then just leave it on the pads. Like, it's, keep in mind, like, it's not gel, so you do need to kind of squash it in there a bit. But just keep getting pieces like that. Whoop, like this. Looks disgusting. And then just spread them on the padsicles, whatever you call them. And then I'll show you one, so you don't have to like do them all, and then I can do them all obviously without you. It's not going to look very nice because the apple cider vinegar, but this is about as much like the aloe vera, the vitamin E and everything I've put on the pad. I know it's not appealing, but listen, we just want to heal our bodies, right, as quickly as possible. We're literally going to go through hell and back, I think, within a 24-hour period. And I think not a lot of people talk about post-birth, like after-birth pains. It's like the birth is like the biggest thing to happen, and then no one talks about really what happens afterwards, but you know, your body's got to heal, man. And I'm gonna give it a helping hand. Nature's gonna give me a helping hand, I should say. Right, that is it. I actually just found a better way of doing this. It's scraping it like that instead of slicing it. See? Just kind of learn as you go, right? Anyway, that's it. That's all I've got. So, see you later. So that is it. This could be the last time, you know, you'll see me without a baby. Like within 1 week, you know, it's like everything in my life is going to change in a matter of days. And that anticipation is incredible. You just don't know when it's going to happen, and you're just literally now along for the ride. I have no control really about the outcome or anything. I just have to be positive, and I want to thank you all for your support, your comments on my channel, and your questions and your messages on Instagram and my Facebook, and obviously private messages if you know me personally. Have meant a lot to me, because pregnancy, if you don't know really anyone around you that's pregnant and you don't have a massive support network where you are, it has helped tremendously, and I haven't felt so isolated and alone at times during this journey. And you've all been such great company in a weird way. I know it's like YouTube video, but I get to kind of hang out with you for a few minutes every week, and it's lovely. So thank you very much for all your support and your messages. If you do follow me on Instagram, then you'll probably know what's happening before anyone else on my channel, because I'm not going to film again for a week, or I might not film if I go into labour. Really hoping I don't go into labour tomorrow, because it's the football match, and I just think Darren will be devastated if he has to leave half time, you know, to come and be my birth coach. But whatever, it is what it is. We could always put it on the TV in the living room, right? Yeah, so if you want to catch any of my other videos, click on them here and here. And if not, wish me luck, and I will talk to you soon. Peace and love. Bye.